is that you become famous, exceedingly famous. Does this have a sort of a burden? Do you feel a weight around your shoulders?
No, heavens no. I think it's possibly because I have sort of a common touch, and that's not anything that I've tried to achieve. I've not sought.
Bing Crosby, Taurus, divine, perfect, fun.
It's true he always looked you in the eye, but they were the grey, steady eyes of a man who had seen everything. A lot of fun, but also a lot of grief.
And then you always had this angelic look on your face, those blue eyes looking up at the judge in juvenile court.
It fooled everybody but my mother.
Through his recordings and his movies, I became a singer. Perry Como copied him, Frank Sinatra copied him, and the rest of them copied him just to get started. Then they developed their own style. But it was Bing that started.
I mean, I don't think I've done anything great or fantastically good. I've done some things that are worthwhile. It'd be kind of ridiculous for me to say that I haven't, but no more than worthwhile.
To the sea, to the sea.
You can't explain. I can't explain Bing. He was to me, most fantastic human being.
He could be very warm on occasion, also very funny. He had good vocabulary, good instincts, and he was a gentleman. I like Bing.
Bing was an underrated comedian because he did so many straight things. But Bing was a very fine, light comedian, and I taught him how to be heavy.
He had lived one of the funniest lines I ever heard in my life. Wiggy had finished one of his trumpet solos, and Bing is standing by the mic, and it's open. And he said, "Man, that is dirtier than the inside of a Russian horse doctor's valise." And I fell right off my chair.
I don't think I ever heard him say an unkind word about anyone. If he did criticize someone, it was done with great humor and great sweetness and understanding of the person and the situation.
You couldn't ask for a better father. He taught me how to play golf. He taught me how to fish. All the things that you hear about, what fathers do with their sons. And he's the greatest father in the world.
There'd been all sorts of problems in and around his family and friends, until he came into port at last, after a lot of stormy seas.
It's true he wasn't very demonstrative with people he loved, but you knew when he did like you.
I sometimes feel that he would have liked to have been able to be more demonstrative than he was. I think that was a thing that bothered him.
He was not cold. He was terrifically compassionate to me on many, many occasions when I was not even aware that he was aware that I needed something, a kind word from a friend.
In a way, I thought he was doing for America with songs what I was trying to do with films. Lift the spirit of the American people during the time of their depression, during the time of their troubles, and make them forget their troubles and tell them that tomorrow would be a better day than today.
He never ever carried himself to say, "I'm a superstar." He's just a beautiful man.
I can't think of another man of anything like his fame who was so unrattled and so steadily, unflaggingly modest.
People think that I'm humble or that I'm wallowing in humility when I was being called a legend and all that. It's just being realistic. When somebody says that, I'm so embarrassed because I know I've never done anything that merits that.
He could do anything in his own way that would be the unique Bing.
Because death is so profound and so dramatic, so showy, that's why some of us cannot believe he won't show up in the locker room tomorrow and say, "Well, Skipper, how's tricks?"